In this video, we are going to define what is fluid technically. We will see the difference between solids and fluids. We will see how liquid is different with gases. Then we will see the concept of continuum and no slip condition. Hello everyone. We have already defined what fluid is, but now we will see what is the technical definition of fluid. So fluid is basically a substance that deforms continuously this is important, deforms continuously under the action of shear stress. Now what are shear stresses? We know that when the stresses are parallel to the area. Normally we represent shear stress by the symbol tau, right? Now this tau is important for us because the technical definition of fluid involves the use of shear stress. If we apply a shear stress onto a surface of fluid, then what will happen? Fluid cannot resist the shear stress. Fluid cannot resist the shear stress. Means the inability of fluid to resist shear stress that gives them their property to change shape or flow. So this is important because fluid can flow because it cannot resist shear stresses. Unlike solids, solids can resist shear stress. So we will see the difference. But the technical definition is this, which you should know, that there will be continuous deformation when a fluid is subjected to shear stress, right? So the substance which will deform continuously can also be known as the fluid, right? So moving on to next part, whenever fluid is in motion, this is important, shearing stresses exist between the adjacent fluid layer, which results in opposing the movement of one layer of fluid over the another layer. This is also important, and this is the property which we commonly known as, this property we know as viscosity, which we will be studying in detail later part. But as of now, we should know that if a fluid is flowing, if a fluid is in motion, that doesn't mean that shearing stresses does not exist. Yes, fluid cannot resist the external shear stress provided to the fluid, but once the motion is set up in the fluid, then definitely it will be having internal resisting shear stress that will oppose the motion, that is known as viscosity. However, when the fluid is at rest, then no shear stress exists between them, between the layers, right? This is also very important, and we have one problem already been asked in engineering services examination on this. When at rest, there will be no shear stress exists between the layers of fluid, which we should remember. Now we will see the difference between solids and fluids. So this is one of the important difference in solids and fluids. So how we can differentiate? So remember, intermolecular bonds are strongest in solids and weakest in gases. One reason is that molecules in solids are closely packed together, whereas in gases they are separated by a relatively large distance. So you can see here that in solids, if you talk about, so look at this distance. So molecules are actually closely packed. Remember, here molecules are closely packed, right? For the case of solid, and this is the example given for solid. This is the diagram we have for solid. This is the diagram we have for fluid, and this is the diagram we have for gas. So solids, they are closely packed. Even fluid, they are closely packed. But for the case of gases, they are separated by a relatively large distance. So here they are not closely packed, they are far apart. One molecule, other molecule. See the distance. See the distance. So distance is quite large in comparison to solids and fluids. But the thing is that molecules are relatively at fixed position for the case of solid, but they are free to move in case of fluid and in case of gases. So these two things we should remember. The molecules in a solid are arranged in a pattern that is repeated throughout. Because of the small distance between the molecules in solid, the attractive forces of molecule on each other are large and keep the molecules at fixed position, right? Because attractive forces are more, that's why the solid molecule will be at fixed position. But that is not the case for fluid and gases, right? So this is one difference between solid and fluid. So that is basic difference. Now we will see one more difference which we can observe here. If you up, this is the case for parallel plates. Two parallel plates are kept over a block of rubber. So initial position of rubber block was somewhat like this. Initially, rubber block was given somewhat like this. So what will happen once you apply this force F on the rubber block? Then what will happen? This will undergo some shear strain that is given as alpha, and this is fixed. The solid can resist the external shear force and shear stress will be developed for sure, but that will be fixed. It will not change with respect to time. This is fixed. It will not change with respect to time. While if you talk about liquid, so see at the surface, if you talk about, then the liquid molecules will continuously keep on going. So suppose if you observe relative to this position, sometimes liquid will be like this, then this, then this, then this. It will keep on moving. So there will be continuous deformation. Remember, there will be continuous deformation. So that is the key point that differentiate a solid. This is solid rubber block and this is fluid. So remember, this is the main difference, right? Now we talk about the difference between liquid and gases. Now see that liquid and gases, they both are fluid. They both are fluid, but they have some differences. Like a liquid can form free surface. Free surface exists for liquid, but for gases, free surface does not exist. Free surface not possible for the cases of gases. Now, what is free surface? What is free surface? A free surface is something which has constant normal stress. Constant normal stress. Remember, it has zero shear stress. So these two things are important. It has zero shear stress. So these two things are important to differentiate a liquid and a gas. Gas cannot form free surface while the liquid can form free surface. One more thing which you should know, that a liquid is actually, it will take the shape of vessel. It will change its shape. Changes shape as that of vessel. But in case of gas, what does gas does? It just try to fill the vessel. It will fill the vessel. So these are the basic differences between liquid and gases. Although there are similarities also, both are made up of molecules. Molecules can move in both liquids and gases, unlike solids. So there are similarities, there are dissimilarities. So we should understand what liquid is and what gas is. So our primary focus in this subject will be on liquids. So whenever we will say that we have to study fluids, so our primary focus with respect to this subject will be on fluid mechanics, right? So next is one of the important phenomena that is known as no slip condition. So what is this no slip condition? So we should understand, now suppose if we have a flat plate, suppose we have a flat plate and a fluid is flowing over this. So these are the fluid lines over this plate. So let me highlight it for you. If we want to show the plate, this is the plate. So at the boundary, if this is the plate boundary, so the surface which actually seems to be the surface which this, I'm talking about this part, this top surface I'm talking about. So this, if you magnify, so you will come to know that after magnification, you will come to know that this is actually not smooth, while it has like zigzag structures, very small. So what happens whenever a fluid flows over a solid? This is solid boundary for us, while these are the fluid particles. So you can see fluid particles which are random in motion. So they will come into contact and this will arrest the fluid particles. So as long as they keep on striking these kind of structures, so they will arrest them, their velocity will be lost. So ultimately this will be no slip condition. The fluid in contact with the solid boundary surface has the velocity of the boundary itself. So this is the reason. If boundary is at rest, this boundary is at rest, so the fluid particle which comes in contact with that will also be at rest. So fluid stick to the surface and there is no slip at the boundary. Why this happens? This happens because of viscosity in the fluids. So we should remember this also. This is important condition that is known as no slip condition. Next is concept of continuum. The concept of continuum is also important from subject point of view, as we can apply the principles of, principles of integration, differentiation can only be applied to the continuous properties. So whether the fluid is continuous or not, that is decided by the concept of continuum. So I will not go into the mathematics of it, but just let me tell you that whenever we say concept of continuum, it means a continuous distribution of matter. So matter is continuous. The distribution of matter is continuous with no voids or empty spaces. So when the gap between fluid molecules are less than a permissible value, then we will say that the the fluid distribution is continuous. There is no void. So in mechanical analysis, fluids are assumed as continuum because even the gases have very high density and the distance between the molecules are very small, right? So whenever we talk about fluid, means liquid and gases, they both are assumed as continuum. So the distribution of matter is continuous in both gases and fluids. Obviously, there are certain exceptions also, like rarefied gas theory. In that theory particularly, we cannot assume those gases at a different condition. We cannot treat them at continuous distribution of matter, but that is beyond our text. That we are not going to study in this subject. That is beyond the scope of this syllabus of subject. Now, this was all about the fluid, the definition part and the differences. So I hope you understand. Thank you guys.